Millions of dollars of illegal drugs are off the streets now. Dozens of people are facing serious charges. There was this major statewide drug sweep, and it all began in Pickens County.
And really, it's how they were able to pull this off, the drug ring, that will raise eyebrows here. 7 News' Ayla Ferrone standing by with more after getting answers from law enforcement. Ayla.
Well, law enforcement officials say that the criminals were able to pull this whole thing off in Operation Prison Empire, and that they were all already incarcerated. They say it was thanks to contraband cell phones that these criminals were able to continue trafficking drugs from behind bars.
Hundreds of kilograms of illegal drugs, mainly meth, taken off the streets, and dozens now facing charges.
We're here today to say this enterprise is being shut down by courageous law enforcement officers.
It's a victory for the investigation that began in Pickens County, but it's how these crimes were committed that is now the focus for law enforcement.
A large part of this network is controlled and operated by convicted inmates in our state prison,
all using contraband cell phones. It's an issue Department of Corrections Director Brian Sterling is all too familiar with.
Cell phones have been used to order murders, incite violence, orchestrate escapes, extort money from innocent family members, and stalk victims.
He highlights some devastating.
That is Jared Johns. He's an identical twin, and he committed suicide on September the 11th, 2018, because of these very kind of people. Wow.
In stories like that of Jared Johns, who committed suicide after a sextortion crime facilitated by inmates, and the shooting of Air Force veteran Robert Johnson, the hit also put out from behind bars.
Contraband cell phones are the most dangerous weapon in a prisoner's hands.
State Grand Jury Chief Attorney Creighton Waters says these cell phones allow inmates to run their drug enterprises business as usual.
Those inmates are able to do that the same way, and they're able to run drug organizations, they're able to continue to run their gang operations, and anything else they want to do with those cell phones.
They're calling for the feds to allow cell phone jamming at state prisons to put an end to this type of crime.
It would frankly be absolutely impossible for these inmates to run all these types of scams and this drug trafficking and continue gang activity if they didn't have those cell phones.
Now, Sterling says they tested cell phone jammers here in South Carolina back in April and says they worked. He says this is a crucial and cost-effective way to keep the public safe once those criminals go to prison. And he's urging you to call or write your federal leaders and ask them to push hearings on the matter. I'm live in studio, Ayla Ferrone, 7 News.